Good afternoon, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for The News Now. This is where we bring you local, regional, and national news that we're following. Just to give you a little update, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We are on various platforms. That includes our website, WTOC.com, our apps, Amazon Fire, Roku, Twitter, Facebook. Y'all know the spiel. And those of you on Facebook can actually interact with us live. Leave a comment, ask a question. I see those of you who are on there right now. We certainly appreciate you guys for joining. Okay, we're going to start with state news that happened this morning. Quite the scare in Atlanta earlier today at a Georgia State Patrol news conference about the hands-free law. Troopers actually had to stop and run to a nearby emergency. They heard fireworks and they did not know exactly what was going on the grounds of the Capitol. Take a look and listen.
On our roadways, traffic jams are created, ambulances called, and more importantly than all of these,
keep going, Dana.
more important than all of these, got a lot of protection behind me. Wanna keep going?
Turns out right around the corner, all those troopers were running to help a veteran who intentionally set himself on fire using fireworks on the grounds of the Georgia State Capitol. Y'all know the Gold Dome is in Atlanta. You're taking an aerial view of it right now. An official said the man did it because he was upset with the treatment that he was receiving at the local VA hospital. The man was taken to an area hospital in Atlanta. His condition is unknown at this time. Again, a veteran put fireworks on his body and set them on fire. That's where all of those state troopers had to run to during a Georgia State Patrol news conference this morning. So right now we are still working to learn that veteran's condition. Again, he said he was upset with the treatment that he was receiving, and that's why he did it. Very good to know, though, that of course Atlanta is very well staffed with law enforcement officers everywhere, but the fact that a GSP news conference happened to be right around the corner, they were quickly able to run and help that veteran, which is good news. Got a reaction already from Facebook. Brianne Rowe saying how sad indeed it is. I know a lot of people, a lot of veterans reaching out for help, and certainly this is a desperate situation. And as soon as we learn an update on how that veteran is doing or if he got any further attention, I'm sure medically he did, we will let you know an update on that. Back to local news. Guyton's interim public safety director, Stacy Strickland, and Officer Michael Clark have both been placed on administrative leave by the city pending an outcome of an investigation. Right now, you're looking at some file video of Strickland from when he served as the Pembroke police chief. WTOC is working to figure out exactly why Strickland and Clark are being investigated. We'll continue to look into this and update you with any more information. Well, today is runoff election day in South Carolina. John Warren, of course, is challenging Governor Henry McMaster and says that he will go to Columbia to tackle corruption and the incompetence and the lack of accountability. Bad weather in South Carolina Low Country last night kept Warren from meeting with Hilton Head Island Republicans, but he's still getting a full day of campaigning in other parts of the state. Warren says he is not worried about his opponent's endorsements. He says if President Trump were that big of an influence on this election, Governor McMaster would have run the primary outright and it wouldn't have gone to a runoff. Now, speaking of Governor McMaster, the president, of course, was in town in Columbia yesterday to campaign for him. The president's now back in D.C., but Governor McMaster says he has done a great job for the state and that you shouldn't take out the head coach when the team is winning. Keep in mind the winner between Warren and McMaster will face Democratic nominee James Smith in the general election in November. Now, you guys know there are a lot of other races we are also covering for you tonight, and WTOC is your election headquarters for campaign 2018. The polls close at 7 o'clock tonight, so you still have plenty of time to get in your vote if you do. And also, we will have updates as soon as the numbers start rolling in. Stick with us on air and online for the very latest throughout the day. Also, if you voted in the primary, you have to vote with your same party for the runoffs. If you did not vote in the primary, you will be able to vote for a Republican or Democratic ticket. And also, keep in mind you need to bring a picture ID with you as well, passport, driver's license, military ID, things of that nature. So that is certainly big news today for all of our low country people. We got you covered. And thank you for depending on WTOC. All right, you guys know it's hot outside, but keep in mind we're having this consistent pattern of very, very hot mornings and then storms in the afternoon. WTOC meteorologist Cutter Martin has more on that pattern.
Storms may be forming just a little bit later than they did yesterday, maybe between 2 and 3 o'clock. This shows it closer to I-75, but pretty much anyone has that shot at seeing a shower or thunderstorm pop up overhead this afternoon. Watching that and storms approaching from the North Georgia into the Midlands of South Carolina a little bit later in the day, perhaps more into the evening. And a couple of those storms today, like yesterday, will be on the strong side. Updates and alerts in the WTOC weather app.
I always tell you guys you can interact with us on Facebook. We do have a bunch of comments. We started the top of this digital newscast talking specifically about an incident that happened in Atlanta earlier this morning where a veteran strapped fireworks to his body and set them on fire. It caused a commotion. Thankfully, Georgia State Patrol troopers were right around the corner having a news conference about the new hands-free law, and they interrupted it, stopped it, and ran immediately to go help that veteran. So you guys are weighing in on that story, saying we really need to look at our VA care. No veteran should ever feel that desperate. That coming from Barbie Ann Rowe, Cindy Strickland Hallman with a sad face emoji, Jai Gon saying we need better help for our vets, with a lot of people agreeing with that particular comment. Heather Hood saying maybe they will get a wake-up call and treat our vets better. And then Jennifer Monsprue saying this veteran just made things worse for himself, praying that God will take care for him. So even more and more comments on this. You guys certainly weighing in a sad situation that happened in Atlanta. Again, when we get an update on that veteran's medical condition, we will certainly let you know. We're following more stories. I'm going to get to work so that we can have another update for you at 3 o'clock. And as always, if you'd like to stay in touch with what we're doing, you can always go to our website, WTOC.com. I will see you later.